Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. Our heroes today are going to be Maniac, playing as the US forces in the blue. And his opponent in the red is going to be captainzed89 as the OKW, the Oberkommando West, in the red. So, about our players, well, I can tell you that at least at the time of casting this, captainzed89 is currently ranked 40 for his OKW 1v1. And the Maniac over here, not really. He's actually currently ranked 158, so a little bit high up there, so I guess he would be the underdog in this matchup. So let's hope that the Maniac over here can put up a fight. Anyways, focus. Anyways, let's see what's going on. So we have Mr. Maniac here going for an interesting opening. He's going for a second rear echelon squad and then following it up with two rifle squads. So interesting. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad or anything. I don't particularly know myself, but I mean, obviously, rear echelon squads are cheaper. You know, you have 160 versus 280, so 80 manpower. No, actually, 120 manpower cheaper, so it's significant. So I mean, it's not a bad idea. It allows him to cap a little bit more. Over on the side of the captain, Mr. Captain said he gets himself a Kubel wagon on the field and a Volksgrenadier squad. Kubel wagon heading into the center, doesn't really spot anything, so it just moves out of the way. Up in the north, we have the rifle squad going for the cap of the victory point, while the second rifle squad is going into the center. Kubel wagon just moving around in the center, breaking the fence. Not exactly sure if that was intended or bad pathing, but, well, there's no longer a fence there to deal with, so the path is open for the infantry to just simply move around. Storm Pios up in the north, capturing point, and we see the engagement. Volksgrens against Rifles. Rifles getting up close on the Volksgrens will win the engagement, but with the support of the Kubel wagon, the Rifles will lose. A burst goes off on the Rifle squad, killing off two of its members. They're trying to get shot down here by the Storm Pios. Oh, this is a bad spot here for an Maniac. He is gonna get killed. Yeah, there he goes. Stuttered there a little bit dramatically, but yeah. Rifle squad down. We do still have two rifle squads on the field. Second one a little bit up in the north, but catching the Volksgren squad out of position. Kubel wagon trying to get a burst off on the rifle squad. Manages to get it suppressed before it pops into heavy cover. They crawl themselves into the heavy cover while one of the men is still outside. Getting the squad suppressed and potentially pinned down. Most likely than not, they will get pinned down. While in the center, we also have a rear echelon squad moving up to get some shots up on the Kubel wagon. Ooh, nice damage off on the Kubel wagon. Kubel wagon taking damage from the side from the rifle squad, and the rear echelon squad closing the distance. In quite a bit of a pickle here. The Kubel wagon needs to get the hell out. GTFO, and there it goes. Second rifle squad coming in to engage. Down to a sliver of health. Can it make it out? Shots fly, and whoa, barely makes it out of there with less than a poop of health. Anyways, more rear echelon. Oh, can they actually get the shot? They're gonna catch it! They're gonna catch it! Oh, there goes the Kubel wagon. Nice pickup there for an Maniac. He is quite an insane Maniac there, and there he goes. Double rifle squads and rear echelon squad engaging a single Storm Pio squad. The Storm Pio squad quickly notices that, well, the rest of its squad members are dead, so he probably should get out. Rear echelon squad popping into the house as two Volksgrens engage it. They are also in a losing situation. They need to pop themselves out, jump the fence, and then run away. But they seem to be a little bit in a pickle. They do, and they retreat. Very nice. Nice control there by Anal Maniac. Rifle squads moving together, cutting off the left-hand side, removing the fuel income for Mr. Captain said. Gonna go up to the north end cap while we have a Storm Pilot squad moving down, or well, moving up to engage him from the lower part. Volksgrens moving up to engage as well. They're gonna recapture points. And we have a lieutenant on the field for Mr. Maniac, and at the same time he is getting himself a utility car. Very nice, very nice. Rifle squad engaging the Volksgrens. They are engaging at a distance, so they're in a losing situation there, because they're engaging two, I should say. Storm Pio squad trying to finish off the rifle squad. It retreats with two men left. One man will probably die here on the retreat. Lieutenant moving in to support his troops and trying to get in the way, and he does. And the squad's just back off. Rifle squad up in the north, still getting some pot shots there at the infantry as they move along. The lieutenant can close the distance and start getting some nice flanking fire there. The storm pios are down to one man, forced to retreat. The rifle squad's up to 5 still, and retreat as well. They did take quite a beating, so I suppose that's not too bad of a choice. And the utility car is now moving up to the north, getting its armored skirts immediately, and collapsing a house due to reckless driving there. That is unnecessary destruction of property. They're going to get fined. Oh well. Utility car up in the north doesn't really have much to worry against the Volkskrens. They don't have any Shreks just yet. Gets upgraded with the armored skirts, and the shots just fly from the 50 cal on top, and they are wrecking the Volkskren squad. The second Volkskren squad moving down south, trying to stay on the field, but they're only going to get themselves damaged. Fusiliers on the field. The Fusiliers, I believe they have some type of on-demand anti-vehicle thingamajig. We shall see. Anyways, Volkskrens and the Fusiliers getting some shots off on the utility car. They have actually inflicted a small sliver of damage there, but with the armored skirts, it's going to be pretty much good, pretty much safe. Back at base, we have the Mechanized Regiment headquarters down for Captain Zed, but he has not gotten anything from it so far. I never mentioned the Doctrine, since I was a little bit engrossed in the engagement. We have Anal Maniac going for Airborne Company, and Captain Zed going for Breakthrough Doctrine. So far, only Captain Zed getting anything from its Doctrine. And that is the Fusiliers. Down south, Storm Pio's in a lot of trouble. The utility car crashes into them and tries to run them down. They are retreating, so they'll be fine. And yeah, they're far away. We do have an ambulance on the field for Mr. Maniac. He will be able to heal his troops back up to full as they retreat, but he is seemingly just going to leave it there, not going to be pushing with it. Excuse me. Need a drink. Anyways, utility car doing a little bit of a drive-by there, getting some shots off. We do have Volkskrens now equipped with Shreks. Interestingly enough, Captain Zed calls himself a 50 cal machine gun paratrooper drop, which is kind of weird considering that he has tier 1. He got the lieutenant, so he can just simply call in a 50 cal. A 50 cal machine gun. Because the thing is that, well, it does cost you 20 manpower less, but you have to man it. I suppose on demand on the field is kind of okay, you know, because you don't have to run it all the way and wait for it to produce. But then again, he should maybe have the ambulance out on the field to be able to reinforce it, so it's at full strength, and reinforce the squad that took it. So I don't particularly agree with that. I mean, it's nice that the paratroopers have that ability. But, I mean, if you already went tier 1, you know, got your lieutenant. Oh, utility car taking nasty shots there from the flag half-track. Flag half-track will be locking down the area up north. We do have bazookas on the field. However, the rifle squads are in the center. Yeah, they're there. They would need a little bit of a distraction, because the flag half-track is set up and will stop the rifles as they approach. They are approaching. They're going to try and get a shot off, but no, yeah, they're just going to get themselves pinned down. Shots do fly. They managed to get a little bit of damage here on the flag half-track, but they are forced to retreat. They need something to distract it. Hell, even the utility car could come in, soak up some damage, and allow the rifles to push up and get barrages off. But again, I was complaining and ranting about the 50 cal machine gun drop here. If you didn't go for the lieutenant, then yeah, it's a nice option in that Doctrine, so that you can just simply call in a 50 cal and have it. But if you already went tier 1, got yourself a lieutenant, may as well just build it. You're saving yourself manpower by doing that. And even though early on maybe manpower doesn't seem too important, later on the bleed will actually start to add up. Anyways, rear echelon squad up in the north, just getting wrecked by the flag half-track and the approaching Volkskrens. Barely make it out of there alive with one man left and a very, very small amount of health. 50 cal machine gun just getting flanked here by a lot of troops. A burst does go off from the 50 cal machine gun, managing to suppress the Volkskrens and the Fusiliers. Will inflict a lot of damage if they stay there. However, with the flag half-track nearby, it will inflict a lot of damage into the house and into the squad inside. So the 50 cal machine gun will have to evacuate relatively soon. It pops out of the back of the building and retreats. Excellent pathing there for the squad. They should be able to make it out of there. They'll take some damage, but they'll be fine. Center map. 50 cal on the utility car, still opening up on the Fusiliers. We have approaching rifle squads and a second. Oh wait, no, that's actually on Anal Maniac's side, he's getting himself the anti-air half-track, so not bad. 50 cal, or I don't know why I'm calling it a 50 cal. Utility car chasing down a Fusilier squad. Gotta be making it out of there just fine. Back at base. Not much. So, a little bit of a slow going game. I mean, it's not a lot of engagement. We have things going on here, but I don't know. It seems a little passive, even though there is a lot of aggression. I don't know how to describe it. Nothing too high profile going on. Storm Pios backing off, utility cars just locking down the zone. Down south we see Lieutenant and squads. We have rear echelon squads just moving around, recapturing territory, so the south will be back in Anal Maniac's control. Flag half-track running in, well, anti-air half-track running into the flag half-track, not being used in reverse, which is a big mistake there by Anal Maniac. Remember, the anti-air half-track for the US forces, you need to control it in reverse so that it's facing its gun towards the enemy. If you just move it up like that, it is going to be kind of useless because it's not going to be able to shoot. The big advantage that the US half-track has against the flag half-track from the OKW is that, oh, chase it down, just take it down. Go, 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 go. No, it's focusing on the wrong squad. It is well down to one. Could potentially take it out. Throws a burst on the other one, throws a burst on the next one. It's losing its momentum and it doesn't get the kill. That was a missed opportunity there for Anal Maniac. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the advantage of this guy is that it can shoot and scoot and can shoot on the move. Just use it in reverse. You have this button over here, right there. Look, I'll highlight it right there. Look at that. Like, rid of this button right here. You just click on that. Like, click, 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 click. There you go. On this one right there. And it'll make it so that it's facing the gun towards the enemy because it's not going to move forward. It's going to move in reverse. And just make it move, keeping its rear to the enemy as well, and it's going to shoot, you know, there you go. So anyways, we now see an anti-tank gun getting dropped by Anal Maniac. Now that is, you know, the right utilization here of the Doctrine, because if you haven't gone for your captain, you don't have access to the anti-tank gun, but you can just call one in like that. Black half-track sets up in front, gonna be opening up on the Lieutenant. We see Lieutenant trying to stop Storm Pios and Fusiliers pushing forward in mass. We have utility cars still in the center of the map, taking a lot of damage. Anti-tank gun not focusing on the half-track. It actually gets taken out, and it is gone. And now this is actually going to fall into the hands of the OKW, which is very bad news here for Anal Maniac. His 50 cal machine gun trying to stop the approaching infantry, getting some burst off. Down goes our rear echelon squad. The utility car down to half health, forced to back off. Anti-tank gun. We do have the ambulance on the field trying to hold the line, trying to keep the infantry intact, but they are just getting bombarded there by the flag half-track. Shots fly from the bazooka, not managing to inflict too much. The anti-tank gun needed to be a little bit further back, more defensive, covering the entire approach, like basically covering this rather than this. But well, there you go. 50 cal machine gun getting cleared out. Rear echelon squad getting cleared out as well. The 50 cal machine gun itself actually got destroyed, so it's lost to the battlefield. Anti-tank gun still on the field. A lot of infantry on the field for the OKW. We have 2 Storm Pios, 2 Volksgrens, and 2 Fusiliers. A lot of them retreating, but we still have 2 Storm Pios on the field. The flag half-track going in for a drive-by, getting some shots off on the Raketen Warfare. The Raketen Warfare pushing up. We see a rifle squad almost sacrificing itself to get the anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun needs to back off, get the hell out of there, and get reinforced. The ambulance could do with getting a little bit behind it and reinforcing it. And the Lieutenant is going to pop into the house, get some sight range, and shoot at the flag half-track. The anti-tank gun setting up to get some shots off. Could actually just attack ground. Just attack ground where this right here. No. You have attack ground right there. But oh well. Shot goes off from the bazookas. Hits the flag half-track, but it manages to get out of the way. Puma now on the field. That's going to spell doom here for the anti-air half-track and the utility car. They can't really outrun the Puma very easily, and the Puma can kill them very, very easily. So. Well, hopefully that doesn't sound too gross, but sorry. Yeah. A little bit tired and I'm thirsty. Anyways, uh, the Puma on the field pushes up, gets shot at a little bit by the bazookas of the rifle squad. They are forced to retreat. The utility car is just sitting around in the center. Ambulance moves up, gets some reinforcement going on all the squad. He once again calls in a 50 cal machine gun drop, which is surprisingly actually getting manned by the lieutenant himself. So the lieutenant taking charge and setting up on the 50 cal machine gun, while a second lieutenant is gonna get requisitioned and brought onto the field. Does the lieutenant? I mean, maybe you guys know. I don't actually know the values on the units, the entities within the squad itself. Does the lieutenant, the guy that comes with the Thompson machine gun, besides having the DPS of the Thompson machine gun, does he have different armor and health values? If anybody knows, well, just let me know in the comments. But it would be interesting to know if that actually is giving the 50 cal machine gun a significant boost in durability, maybe, or firepower. Anyways, 50 cal machine gun pops into the church, gets quickly forced away as we have the flak half-track, Fusiliers, Puma, and everything's just there. We have an AT gun getting some shots off at a distance. The Fusiliers forced to retreat. The anti-air half-track a little bit further back, off range from the anti-tank gun. Flak half-track or anti-air half-track trying to hold the line. Shots fly, and the lieutenant gets targeted and eliminated. Gonna have to get him another one. We do have the ambulance on the field, although seems to be a little bit further back, and we do have a major now on the field for Anal Maniac, which gives them that nice retreat position to the reinforcement there. Up in the north, rear echelon squad having to retreat as Volksgrens just engage it. And in the center we have the Puma. Oh, they have to retreat through the flak half-track. That is a very unfortunate pathing there. Yeah, that's a dead squad. Gets stuck on the truck, gets shot by Fusiliers. The Fusiliers actually take a little bit of damage by their own gun, and the rear echelon squad goes down. That is sad. Oh well. Lieutenant back at base. No, well, not back at base, back at the reinforcement location. Needs to get reinforced. It's not getting reinforced just yet, but needs to. We see a tank getting produced, and that is a Sherman, so going for a more well-rounded one. Utility car getting anti-tank mines laid down. Nice little mine here on the choke point, covering his flank. Very nice decision there. I do actually applaud that. Anti-tank gun moves up. It is set up with armor-piercing sabot rounds, but it is not able to shoot at the Puma. Takes a shot. Shoot! Shoot! He does hit him. Gets a little bit of damage in there, but not too much. The Puma's going to just back off and stay alive. We see wire getting laid down here by the OKW troops, but nothing much happens. Rifle squads pop into the church with their bazookas. They're not going to be able to do too much, and the Fusiliers set themselves up in an angle where there's only one window. You can see the window right there, and that's the only one they can shoot. So it makes it very easy to actually take out the squad inside and, well, be a big nuisance, really. So, not much going on. Fusiliers, Volksgrens just moving down south. More Fusiliers on the field. We see another half-track coming up. We have the battle group headquarters on the field for Captain Set, so he's able to get his troops healed up when they retreat. And his infantry just ends up retreating completely as the flag half-track just guards the zone. 50 cal machine gun probably going to be popping itself into the church. No, it actually moves up, and it's going to be the one that caps. Puma moves up. Flag half-track getting some shots off on the 50 cal machine gun. 50 cal machine gun shooting back in return, but not able to do too much. Puma nailing the utility car. Flag half-track also getting a lot of damage in it. It's down to a sliver of health. Almost makes it, gets it killed. AT gun getting some shots off on the flag half-track, and down it goes. Very nice pickup there as we saw the AT gun get a shot, and the bazookas also getting a shot from the side. Flag half-track has been eliminated. Rocket and Warfare getting produced to try to stop the vehicles. And we see the crew from the utility car popping out and getting some repairs going. Oh, nasty shot from the AT gun. Actually nails one of the Storm Pioneers as they retreat. Sherman now on the field, going to be pushing forward. It's a little bit risky for the Sherman to do that. There is a Puma on the field and a soon-to-be Raketen-Werfer. I mean, it can, you know, take some hits from the Puma, but it is actually quite a significant threat, even though this is a big tanker. I mean, it's a medium tank, but even though it's a tank and this is just an armored car, the weapon on the Puma is just supremely good. I mean, it's good enough to kill freaking ISUs, so I mean, Sherman isn't really much of a problem. Rifle squad up in the north, going for the cap and the cutoff of the northern points for Mr. Zed, the captain of Zed. Sherman equipping its high explosive shots, trying to fend off against the Fusiliers. The Puma moves up to engage. Raketen-Werfer also moves up to engage. We have utility car and flak half-track or anti-air half-track on the field in the same direction, so it's kind of a precarious situation. But it is going to have to back off as Volkskrens and Raketen-Werfer push up. Lieutenant pops into the house over here, trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Storm piles, get right on top of it, and force it to back off. AT gun moving up. It needs to be a little bit more supported. We have the Major now pushing a little bit further up with the ambulance, and the medium tank goes down. So yeah, the Sherman goes down very quickly to Raketen-Werfers and Shreks, which is an unfortunate circumstance for the Sherman. It is very well rounded, but at the same time it isn't specialized against anything. Puma trying to catch the AT gun out of position, and it does. 50 cal machine gun also very out of position, going to be popping into the house. The Sherman is nearby. It does have armor piercing rounds equipped, and the flak half-track is racing to try to attack the Puma. We'll get some shots off on the Puma, but the Puma is going to be fine. It's actually going to do more damage to the... Oh, no, it actually went down. How did that go down so quickly? I guess bazooka shots, and the Sherman. Puma goes down, and we see a Stuka getting produced for Mr. Zed, Captain Zed. Grenades go off. Storm piles getting annihilated. Or, well, getting wrecked. Ooh, Fusilier squad does go down. We see Shrek hits and Raketen-Werfer hits on the Sherman. The Sherman is going to have to move out of the way and get itself repaired. Rifle squad's pushing forward. Storm Pioneers in the house. Also going to get grenaded probably. Yeah, there it goes. Nice hit. Down to one man on the Storm Pile squad. Pops out of the rear and retreats. Fusiliers getting some damage. Lieutenant trying to hold the line. Getting a lot of damage there on the Fusilier squad. Fusilier squad down to one man. Gets itself eliminated. Down with one more squad. A lot of damage going down here by Anal Maniac. Stuka barrage into the center. And the Lieutenant retreats. Oh, gets nailed but stays alive. Oh, the 50 cal machine gun barely makes it out of the house. Down to one man, and the church collapses, but he makes it out. The Major's going to have to be very careful and retreat at a moment's notice, because once Mr. Zed, Captain Zed, realizes that the troops are retreating to this position, a Stuka barrage right here is going to be devastating. Troops or crew popping out of their vehicles, getting some repairs going. We did lose. Did we lose? No, it looks like we did, but we didn't. They're up here. I thought the utility car may have been lost, but no, there it is. Stuka on the field with only 2 kills. We see more infantry coming onto the field for Captain Zed. More Fusiliers. He still have 2 Fusiliers. It's a nice combination. He has 2-2-2. I mean, 2 Fusiliers, 2 Volkskrens, and 2 Storm Piles. Gives him quite a strength. I mean, that's a lot of combat infantry, and also quite versatile. I mean, it's not spam of just one type of unit, so very nice. So, not much going on so far. I mean, we have capping of the north once again by Anal Maniac. He's moving his vehicles around. That's his anti-air half-track and utility car. We see Zed sending out his Storm Pio. Storm Pio is now Veterancy 3 and 2. Quite hefty. It is a Veterancy 3 rifle squad, but again, he is controlling his flak half-track or anti-air half-track very poorly. He needs to remember and practice using the reverse mechanic on it so that its gun is always facing the enemy. It allows it to do a lot more damage than moving in and then turning around. So. Stuka barrage into the center, it looked like. Didn't accomplish too much. We see the Sherman now moving up, right on top of the Fusiliers and the Volkskrens. Takes a nasty burst there. High explosive shots sent at the Fusiliers. We see the utility car now engaging the Volkskrens. taking a nasty barrage, going to be forced to back off. Maybe able to shoot at range, and the Sherman is also able to do a lot of damage at range with its high explosive shots. And again, the flak half-track or anti-air half-track moving up with its gun, not facing the enemy. Rifle squad up in the north. Will it get taken down? Well, a grenade goes off on the approaching Volkskrans. Does a lot of damage, but it's down to one man. It has to retreat to the path, and down goes the rifle squad. That is an unfortunate loss there for Mr. Anal Maniac. He lost the veteran C3 rifle. Anti-air half-track once again unable to shoot the enemy because it's facing with, the front. Just use the reverse mechanic, and that will help you out a ton. And the flak half-track just moves itself, anti-air half-track moves up and gets itself destroyed by the Shreks on the Volkskrans. So big mistakes here on the northern side by Anal Maniac, giving a huge advantage here for Mr. Zed, Captain Zed. Stuka barrage goes off, and it goes off to the south. It knows where the Major is, but the Major moved out of the way and managed to dodge that. Nice reaction there for Anal Maniac. I'll give him props for that. And he plops himself back into the crater now in some light cover, in fact, which is kind of nice. But no, he decides, you know what, I'm actually going to move to a different location because it is very very easy for him to barrage me there. So we'll set up in a different location here. The lieutenant is also down there. Lieutenant does have, even though it doesn't show it for some reason, but it has the ability to run. I believe at Veteran C3 it says extensive combat and fitness training allows the squad to stay on their toes and remain sharp, increasing mobility and weapon accuracy. It's above. The captain has the same one, basically, that it moves faster while out of combat. And once they get into combat, then they stop. But you can use it to cap very quickly. You can just look at them and see how fast they actually move. Up in the north, utility car running into some opposition, not taking too much damage, but there you go. The crew of the Sherman managing to get it back to full strength. Second Sherman on the field, so those two will, well, very easily replace that anti-air half-track. And considering that it's, these guys actually face their weapon towards the front, it's going to be a lot easier for Anal Maniac to control those. So Sherman moves up. We have Fusiliers hidden from sight, apparently. Now they actually get exposed. Explosive shots fly, but they don't actually manage to hit anything. Double explosive shots. Oh, nice hit there. Second shot misses, and we see the Major getting shot at by some Fusiliers, and the Fusiliers are going to be running into some Sherman opposition. We do have 3 Fusiliers on the field. One already retreat. Second one getting shot, but none of them actually getting nailed. There we go. Double hit on one of them. And Sherman's again not able to hit too much. High explosive shots do improve the damage against infantry, but it doesn't make him specifically against. Utility car moves up, takes a nasty Shrek there to the rear, and the Volkskrans are a threat. Veteran C5 and 4 respectively, so that's heal themselves over time when out of combat. That's very nice. And this guy is field awareness and weapon accuracy. Pathfinders on the field for Anal Maniac. It's a weird time to get one. High explosive shots doing a lot of damage to the Rakuten Warfare inside. Down goes the Rakuten Warfare, so nothing to worry about there. Lieutenant and Pathfinders trying to do that. A grenade goes off from the Lieutenant, trying to anticipate the movement here, and they run away. One Sherman is very low in health. He needs to move out of the way. It's going to get shot at, and boom, down goes the Sherman. Crew inside gets eliminated. An unfortunate loss there for Anal Maniac. The Lieutenant trying to get a lot of damage in on the Volkskrans. The Volkskrans are supremely veteran. They are veteran C5 each, so they get to do a lot of damage. Grenade goes off on the Lieutenant, and it retreats. Sherman still on the field, still at full strength, so it can do some damage to the Volkskrans at range, but it's just going to take damage itself. Utility car also realizing, you know what, I probably should just move out of the way. 50 cal machine gun covering the center of the map. The flank over here is exposed. We do have anti-tank mines on the field, but, well, it's Fusiliers that are going in this direction, which means not much will be happening. We do have the Major on the field, but the Major is being utilized to cap right now. The ambulance is also on the field, but back at base, so Anal Maniac deciding that for the meantime, he is not going to be utilizing the ability to retreat to the front. Major going to be running himself to death, apparently. And Major goes down. What was that? I don't actually know, but that is an unfortunate loss there for Anal Maniac. That gives him less versatility with his army, but we'll see. Fusiliers coming in for a flank on the 50 cal machine gun. 50 cal machine gun not being moved. There it goes, hits retreat. Sherman moves up, takes a nasty shot there on the Fusilier squad. Down to 2 men. Can he finish it off? Shot flies. Oh, down goes the Fusilier squad. Nice pickup there for Anal Maniac. So he stabilizes it again, although what he lost was a major, which is far more important than a Fusilier squad. So I wouldn't say it equalizes, but at least he got some kills. Victory points, 333 for Anal Maniac, 148 for Mr. Captain Z. Utility car popping the crew out up in the north just to be able to capture the point. It's a risky situation, a risky maneuver, but it works out, and we can see at least from our point of view that nothing is moving to the north, and he's quite fine. He actually moves the Sherman up to the north to run interference and allow him to cap the point, which is a very nice decision, or very nice thinking there by Mr. Anal Maniac. Puma once again on the field. Going to be having some mobile anti-tank support. And we hear the Sherman engaging the Fusiliers. Puma now moving up. Going to get a lot of damage in on that Sherman. We see the utility car popping in and getting out of the way, but the Sherman is actually now in a lot of trouble. It has suffered engine damage and is trying to get away. But he actually manages to eliminate the Puma. The crew of the utility car pop out, supposedly to hell with their bazooka, but it doesn't look like they actually did too much. We do have Volkskrantz right on top of the Sherman, which will take it out. Out of control goes the Sherman, will crash into the hedge and explode in a ball of flame. Utility car GTFOs, gets the hell out of there and stays alive. Another Sherman in the center of the field for Anal Maniac. Still has that utility car, AT gun on the field. Stuka barrage going straight into the center, trying to get that AT gun. AT gun actually moves itself into the arc of fire, and the Sherman just gets itself right in front of the Raketenwerfer, taking a lot of unnecessary damage. But it looks like the Sherman is going on the hunt for the Stuka. The Stuka in a lot of trouble right now. The Sherman trying to move around. Stuka turning itself on a dime. That was quite a maneuverable Stuka, and the Sherman decides to just GTFO once again and go for the kill on a Fusilier squad. Does not actually manage to get the kill. Does inflict a little bit more damage. Utility car moving up. Can the utility car get the kill on the Fusilier squad? It looks like he's not even going to try. Shots fly from the lieutenant, but the Fusilier squad will be fine. We see a Thunderbolt strike on the Stuka. Stuka moves out of the way. Oh! Takes a nasty rear hit, but it actually stays alive, and it also hit the Raketenwerfer. Anal Maniac saying LOL. He, I guess he was hoping for a little bit more. The Thunderbolt does return, but with the anti-air guns in the base for the OKW, it's actually kind of a difficult situation for the plane. I wonder if it's going to crash on something. It's coming in for another pass. Goes away and comes up. The Stuka is still alive, and it will get targeted because it's nearby, I think. There it comes, and Stuka moves, and it doesn't hit anything. That is very unfortunate. Nice control there by Captain Z of his Stuka. Moving it right as the barrage comes up. And I believe the Thunderbolt is now gone, right? It just leaves. Well, so all the troops for Captain Z is moving out once again. He has 2 Raketenwerfers, 2 Storm Pios, and then only 1 Volks and 1 Fusilier left. Did lose his Puma up in the north, which is very fortunate there for Anal Maniac. He has a Sherman on the field, which at Veterancy 1 gets Radio Net, which allows it to, you know, get that buff when it's near our other tanks. Raketenwerfer gets a nasty shot off on the Sherman, down to about half health, needs to move out. Stuka barrage going off into the center, 50 cal machine gun running. And it manages to get out of there. Takes a little bit of a loss there in men, but it's still on the field. Damn it, I need to move my keyboard. It's in the way. There you go. Lost. There you Maniac, for his part, doesn't really have too much as far as combat troops goes, though. He only has a rifle squad, and that's it. He is relying on the crew of his vehicles to be able to capture points, which I suppose works, but it is very risky because you do expose... excuse me, you do expose yourself to actually losing your vehicle. Center map, Raketen Warfare engaging the Sherman. Fusilier squad throws off a Faust. Pretty sure that's what they have. And ends up disabling the engine on the Sherman. The Sherman tries to go for the kill on the Raketen Warfare, but ends up getting its weapon destroyed. Raketen Warfare turning itself around, gets a shot off, and down goes the Sherman. No more recovery for that one. Sherman up in the north is still at full strength. Fusilier squad engaging it. Explosive shots fly, kill one of the Fusiliers, and the Sherman's still there. We do have the Volkswagen squad can pop into this house and get some nasty shots off on it, and it will. No. Actually, no, yes it will. It goes into the house. Sherman backs off, takes a shot at the house, and no, actually it doesn't. It moves off range. Okay. Volkswagen squad pops out, gonna continue to push forward, and the Sherman may actually be able to get a shot off on them. No, they actually move next to each other and not actually do too much. 50 cal machine gun in the center. 50 cal machine gun going up to the north, so he's going to try and lock it down. And down south, the utility car has been quite a beast. 17 kills to its name. Already veterancy 3, which usually you see the squad inside get veterancy, which is what's happening right now. I mean, that's what it has. It makes it harder to hit. They improve the repairs, and they get the ability to repair criticals instantly. And we'll see what the utility car gains as it gets veteraned. Sherman up in the north, engaging the Volkswagen squad. Stuka Barrage going up to the north. Not sure why. Well, there's a 50 cal machine gun there, and that's why. Destroys the weapon, the squad goes down, and nice loss there for Anal Maniac. Down south, the utility car has captured the victory point. Victory points are down to 67 for Mr. Z. He is currently triple capped, so he's going to be bleeding a lot of points here quickly. He needs to stabilize rather fast and not concede victory points anymore. Utility car, let's see, veterancy 1, greater sight range, then it says the maneuverability, and then it gets armor piercing rounds, increasing penetration and effective firing range. So it's not an ability or anything, it doesn't look like, but it looks like it increases the penetration of the weapon. Sherman in the center, once again, second Sherman moving up to engage. Veterancy 2 Sherman, very nice. At veterancy 2, it gets more accuracy and more maneuverability, so that's always nice. 50 cal machine gun going up to the north. We have another 50 cal machine gun getting produced, so finally, Anal Maniac realizing that it isn't very effective to be dropping them. Producing them saves you a lot of manpower, which he currently doesn't have too much, so... Like I said, later on in the game is when the bleed starts to take its toll. Storm Pyros down south, forced to retreat. Center point and northern point has been recaptured by Captain Zed. So he has stopped the bleed in his direction and actually put a double bleed in the direction of Anal Maniac. Fusiliers backing off from the center as we saw 50 cal machine gun getting forced away. Rifle squad still moving around. We see more Storm Pyros heading down south. Excuse me. Utility crew or utility car crew getting its getting the victory point down south. Another gun crew gets wiped up up in the north. That's another 50 cal machine gun gone. So Anal Maniac trying as much as he can to lock down positions with 50 cal machine guns. It's not working out, and he should probably realize that because of the Stuka. So whatever he needs it to be mobile. The 50 cal machine guns will not be keeping him alive this time. 50 cal machine gun in the center is supporting quite nicely against that Sherman. Not Sherman, against the infantry there. The Sherman moves behind it to support. Rifle squad moving a little bit further back. LOL says Anal Maniac. He is not quite sure. Utility car moves up. I don't actually know what he's referring to. Oh, the Sherman got stolen up in the north. That is unfortunate. So that's why he says an LOL. How did that happen? I don't know. I mean, he may have just killed the vehicle and it may have been decrewed, but considering the the health on it, I think he may have popped his crew outside and just lost it. Thunderbolt going off into the Stuka. The Stuka going to be moving out of the way. Here comes the barrage. So once again, Captain said trying to get the kill, but it looks like the Sherman may have taken the brunt there of the Thunderbolt's assault. Sherman does end up going down, gets lost there to the battlefield, not abandoned, and the Rakuten Warfare doing a lot of damage here to the Sherman. We still have the Thunderbolt moving around. Base sector defenses, getting some shots off on the plane, but it stays alive. And we see smoke shots flying into the center as... Actually, don't know what's tossing that smoke. What is tossing that smoke? Rakuten Warfare? I don't know. Kind of weird.
Pathfinders on station and ready for action. Under attack.
Where's that Stuka? Stuka's up in the north. Through a barrage, trying to take out the 50 cal machine gun, but did not manage to do so. And Stuka has taken quite a bit of damage, but again, it's still alive. So the Thunderbolt is really unable to do too much. Bazooka getting picked up by a Volkswagen squad. That's actually quite unfortunate there for Anal Maniac because, well, that's a Veterancy 5 Volkswagen squad with a Shrek already, so that can very easily kill US armor. Sherman is Veterancy 2. Another Sherman is getting produced. The other one got lost. 50 cal machine gun trying to hold the northern point. Gets flanked by a Fusilier squad while the Rakuten Warfare shoots at it at range. Tries to retreat, gets itself killed, and down it goes. Volkswagen squad with the bazooka and Shrek engaging the Sherman. The Sherman not going to be able to do too much against it. Rakuten Warfare, there you go. And Stuka Barrage is not quite effective. Not sure why he said incoming rockets. Well, I guess Rakuten Warfare is a rocket, so yeah, that makes sense. Sherman's moving down south, going to be engaging Storm Pios. That is actually quite nice. Another bazooka gets picked up down south by a Storm Pio squad, which is unfortunate. We have a 50 cal machine gun just lying there. Sherman taking a shot with his high explosive rounds. Misses. Storm Pios just moving out of the way. Victory points, 255 still left for Mr. Anal Maniac. The vehicle crew is on the field as the utility car looks like it may have been lost at some point. Yeah, it looks like. Although that crew doesn't actually have a bazooka. I don't know what to think about it, but yeah, something died at some point. Something. Okay. So, Anal Maniac not really having too much of a field presence. We do have Rakuten Warfare and the stolen 50 cal machine gun covering the northern point. Sherman's up in the north could very easily deal with this, but they are splitting off. We do have Rakuten Warfare covering the center. So that makes the Shermans kind of useless. They're up in the center. Pathfinders running into the 50 cal machine gun and the Rakuten Warfare. The Sherman needs to move itself out of the way. Southern point has gotten captured by a 50 cal machine gun squad that was recovered by vehicle crews. And the points are once again bleeding against Captain Zed. He is down to 32 points. He is currently double point. There we go. He loses, decabs the center one, so that's 1 point per tick. And the northern point was not captured, so he'll bleed 1 or 2 more points. But the center point will be captured and will stop the bleed once again. Rakuten Warfare and 50 cal machine gun getting chased down by the Sherman. These Rakuten Warfare should probably get destroyed so that the Shermans don't have to worry about it too much. 50 cal machine gun takes more shots but stays alive. And the Rakuten Warfare aims up to the north as the other Sherman moves in to engage. Gets a nice shot off on the Rakuten Warfare, doing a little bit of damage, forcing it to just back off from there. Second Sherman moves in to support. Gets shots flying. Nice hit. The Volkswagen squad still has double anti-tank weaponry. Oh, nasty shot there, including the Rakuten Warfare. The Stuka taking shots into the south. Eliminates the 50 cal machine gun, and the Storm Pios will recapture the point. Points are again still being bled against Mr. Z. He is down to 12 points. He is very slowly but steadily getting bled. We do have a howitzer tank, M8A1, on the field for Anal Maniac. That actually will help out quite a bit because of its indirect fire ability. It can help clear out those Raketen Warfers. Raketen Warfer in the center goes down, in fact. And the Shermans are backing off. Pathfinder's trying to hold the line. M8A1 getting some shots, or getting shot at by the Volkskrantz. Howitzer shot, indirect fire, but not managing to hit anything. Oh, actually nails a Volkskrantz there. Shots fly from everything. All the Shermans are damaged. Fusiliers pushing up. Howitzer shots flying, but nothing actually getting hit too much. That howitzer tank has, what, only, no, this guy. Only one kill to its name so far, and we saw the kill. 50 cal machine gun down south, not managing to stop the approach of that Storm Pyro squad. Gonna get itself removed from the field. It needs to retreat. There it goes. At least he keeps that alive. And the victory points are once again getting capped by Mr. Said. He is down to 12 points. Stop the bleed there. And once again is putting the bleed in the direction of Mr. Anal Maniac. He's down to 230 points. Going to be losing 2 points per tick right now. Then going to be capping that and losing 3. So Anal Maniac still has a little bit of time, but he needs to regroup, prepare, get everything back in working order, which is what he's doing right now. And then push out with a lot of force. Not a lot of manpower left for him. He is down to 20 manpower. Again, that early bleed, self-bleed with the 50 cal machine guns probably would have helped out at this point, but maybe the game is not too different. He does obviously spend a lot in calling a paratrooper squad, as he has lost his rifle squad. Needs a combat troop on the field, and paratroopers are pretty good. They can also get equipped with LMGs, which the rifle squads would not be able to with this Doctrine. And that'll give them a lot, and I mean a lot of firepower. Which is kind of a sad thing about the paratroopers, because they have that those two abilities, and everybody gets the LMG because it's just too good. I mean, probably the Thompson submachine guns, maybe they should be changed for anti-tank weaponry, kind of like the other ones. The what was it? The recoilless rifles that you could get in Vico. That would actually be a nice option. I mean, getting your anti-tank or anti-infantry. But yeah, I mean, even though they do get 4 Thompson submachine guns, it feels like the LMGs are just way too superior. Now on the field, we see a Jack Tiger on the field for Captain Z. Is that going to be what he needs? Well, currently he needs to capture points. All 3 points are currently neutral. We see the northern point getting capped for Mr. Anal Maniac, so that's going to bleed once again against Mr. Z. Center point getting capped by a Storm Pyro squad. They have a bazooka, getting some shots off on the Sherman. Manages to capture the point, so he stops the bleed, but no, once again the southern point has been captured by Mr. Anal Maniac. Can he hold on? 4 points left. It's 1 point per tick. The Storm Pyros and everything moving up. A nice grenade goes off on the Fusiliers, but doesn't actually manage to do. Down to 2 points. They can't get inside to cap the point. Down to 1. That is going to be it. Not enough here for Captain Zed. And Anal Maniac manages to sneak his victory through victory points with a Jack Tiger on the field, which was going to spell doom for him. So cutting it very, very close. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.